Okay, today's fun project is rescreening. I took this out of the window frame. This is from a basement hopper window, and it's got some holes in it. I'm going to demonstrate how to put a new screen in. This is called the spline. This is pressed in here in this groove which holds the screen. And what I did was I started with a screwdriver and just picked it out of the corners. And it just pulls out like this. This is the inside of the screen. Comes out like that, and then the screen can be removed. So I'll take the old screen out, get rid of that, and clean this groove out. There's dirt in here, some debris. I want to clean that out real good, and then replace it with a new piece of screen. I'm using fiberglass here. You can use fiberglass or aluminum. So I got a piece that's a little larger than what I need, a little larger than this frame, and some new spline. This is spline. This is the stuff that's pushed into the groove, and you need a spline tool, which they have little wood ones, or this one's a little bit nicer. It's a little more comfortable to grab because of this grip, but it's got this wheel here. It's with a small, I don't know if you can see the little groove there. And what that does is, basically, this sits in here, and then that groove will push this down into the track, like this. Let me get a good shot of that. And then with pressure pushing down. So what that'll do is that'll lock the screen in, and I'll show how that's done next step. As far as spline, this comes in different sizes, different diameters. So you have to get or match what you had existing. I matched this up to the old stuff. This is .140, which is the diameter. And this you can get this, I think they're 20-foot lengths, smaller lengths. You don't need to buy 100 feet if you just have a small job. Measure it out the length and the height, and that'll give you your linear footage. Okay, let me get to the next. Alright, took a small wire brush, because it's soft. It's a plastic wire brush, and cleaned out the grooves. This happened to have a lot of mud, dirt in here, because it sits low to the ground. Most of the time they're pretty clean and ready to go. So I got this new piece, fiberglass screen. I usually prefer aluminum, but it's a little stronger and it lasts a little longer. But this is what I had laying around, so this is what we're going to use. Anyway, so it's a little bigger than the frame. And now I'll take the spline. I want to start in a corner. I always start in a corner. So I'll start here and go to my right and press this in with the tool. Get started. Try to do this one-handed here. Get a good zoom on that, hopefully. Let's see. Okay, so that started in there. Oops, get a shot of that. Sorry about that. There we go. So that's pinched in there now. Okay, so I'll go all the way around. I really need two hands for this. I can't do it. I'm trying to hold the phone or the camera by myself. So anyway, let me get that pressed in there. You get the idea how that goes. I'll start coming across like this and slowly press that in, keeping it all one piece. Bend it around the corner, bring it here, here, and here. And then when I get to the back to this corner, I'll just cut it off. I'll cut the end of the spline off. And this stuff, it'll kind of stretch when you're working with it, so you don't want to pull on it too hard. You want to kind of just give it a little tension, press it in there, and keep going. And we'll get to the next step. Alright, as you can see, I've got the spline going in. I came around the corner. I just wanted to show this step. Now that this side is being held in place and this end is held in, I can pull and put a little bit of tension on the screen. I'm pulling towards myself here, this way, just a little bit, while I'm pressing the spline in. What that'll do is put a little bit of tension in the middle, and that'll make this tighter. You don't want this too loose or it'll flap around. Won't look that good. So it'll keep the bugs out, but you know, it'll fly around a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure and continue to press that in. It only took me about a minute to do this. So I'll get to the next step. Alright, got to the corner. Now I'll take the utility knife and just trim this off right here. And then go ahead and press that in. Cut it off, and you got to be real careful not to cut your new screen. And then I'll take the roller, the spline tool, press in, squeeze that in. So now what we got is a nice tight screen. And take a sharp knife, take a sharp utility knife, and what I'll do now is just come out to the outside of the spline and draw carefully. Draw the knife along the outer edge. And I start in the corner again. I'm going to put the phone down and put the screen down and show you the next. Alright, so I ran the knife right along this edge, outside edge, and then the screen will separate. Just like that, you pull it back. Get a nice clean finish here. It's nice and tight. Let me finish up the rest. Alright, cut off the excess material, and then the last step is I take a screwdriver, and in these corners I carefully just, let me get that focus, just press down on the edge in the corner. Careful of the screen, don't want to damage that, and just tuck that in tight. I go to all four corners. Just make sure those corners are in tight to the other ones. And that's it. Come out here, your screen's nice and snug, nice and tight. You can feel the tension. I don't see any big bubbles in it. So we'll call that one done. Got some dirt on there, but other than that, it's good. Hope that helps someone out. Take it easy.